Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharyamadhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Shruti Smrti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshuho Srotramatho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmaupanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmani Nirate Ya Upanishatsu Dharmaha Te Mayi Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we will just see some recapitulation, very short reintroduction to the Upanishad. It's quite some time now, so we will see now. Because there was a gap of a couple of months because of our programs. Now, so Chandogya Upanishad is from Talavakara Brahmana of Samaveda, and it is, if you Mahatmas and Brahma Sutras, maximum mantras quoted are from Chandogya Upanishad. And Upanishad meaning Upa plus Ni plus Shad, to go nearer to Guru, sit there and learn. That Vidya, Upanishad Vidya. Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. Acharya Shankara says in his Bhashya in some Upanishad, Kathopanishad, Upanishad Shabdena Brahma Vidya Uchyate. What is Upanishad? Brahma Vidya. So now Chandogya Upanishad, Chandaha means Veda. Ga means one who sings. So Chandogya, one who sings the Veda. Why it is called Chandogya? What is that which Veda is sung? Definitely not Rigveda, definitely not Yajurveda, but Samaveda is sung. Therefore, Samavedi is called as Chandogaha, meaning one who sings the Veda. Veda, other name of Veda is Chandaha. So therefore Chandogya Upanishad. And we saw that in this Upanishad, one more thing. Sama, why it is called Sama? We saw earlier also. Yatra Samatvam Vartate, where there is, Sama is music. Where there is rhythm, there is order, there is beauty, that is called Sama. Harmony, all these are there. So in Samaveda, that's why it's called Sama. Samam which can be sung. Now, in this Upanishad, we also saw that there are 8 chapters, and the first 5 chapters of Upanishad deal with upasanas, various upasanas, meditations, varieties of meditations, not one. They are given. So, in this 5 chapters, various upasanas are given. And 6th, 7th chapter and 8th chapter, 6th, 7th and 8th, we come across Sadvidya. Sadvidya, Sadeva Idamagra Asit. With this mantra it begins. So all the 3 chapters are called Jnana portion, Sadvidya, 6th, 7th and 8th. Now each chapter, 8 chapters, each chapter is divided into many sections. So we saw also first chapter has 13 sections, and each section has some mantras. Some are small, some are only one mantra you find in some section, some 3, some 4, some 20, like that. So in first chapter we have 13 sections, and second chapter we have 24 sections, which we will start today. And third chapter, it has 19 sections, and fourth chapter it has 17. Fifth we have again 24 sections, and sixth chapter is where Tattvamasi Mahavakya Bodha comes. Svetaketo, actually you are that Brahman alone. So in sixth chapter we have 16 sections, and seventh chapter 26 sections, eighth chapter 15 sections, and all together we have 154 sections. And generally, the first 5 chapters are not taught because they deal with various upasanas. Some upasanas cannot be even understood by now, in this present day, because the language, the Vedic period upasanas, difficult to understand. Vedic students of those times, they were familiar with certain words, certain sounds, so it was easy for them to teach, to learn, for them to learn. But now, it is difficult to understand various upasanas, but therefore, generally they are not taught. Broadly, maybe in introduction of 1 hour or 2 hour introduction, the Sara, essence of the first 5 chapters are told, then 6th, 7th and 8th alone is studied. But we have taken up these first 5 chapters also. The only reason is that we would get an aerial view of various upasanas, types of upasanas that are mentioned in Vedas, and we will get also an aerial view of the ancient wisdom and how they were tuned to the reality in totally different manner. We also saw in the first chapter, in all 13 sections, various upasanas. So, Shankara Bhashya is there, a short commentary on these first 5 chapters Bhagavan Shankaracharya wrote. Of course, 6th, 7th and 8th also he wrote whole chapter. So, we are not reading exactly the entire Bhashya for the first 5 chapters, but we are only seeing the mantras, the meaning and little understanding of that and proceeding. So thus, we have completed the first chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. So we saw 13 sections. And the Sama, the Omkara occurring in Sama Veda is called as what? Udgita. Omkara occurring in Rigveda or in Yajurveda is not called as Udgita, but Omkara occurring in Samaveda is called Udgita. So Udgita Upasana. And also Sama mantras we saw, they are divided into 5 and they are divided further into 7. Sapta Bhaktika Sama, Pancha Bhaktika Sama, because each part of Sama mantra we call it as a bhakti. So some mantras were divided into 5, so Sapta 7 and 5. So Pancha Bhaktika Sama, Sapta Bhaktika Sama mantras we saw. And we also saw Upasana on Ut, Gi and Tha. What is to be superimposed and how to meditate. Broadly, we saw the difference between Pratika Upasana and Sampada Upasana. So, Pratika Upasana is we invoke the deity in an idol and then we worship the idol, treating the idol as not as an idol anymore, but as deity himself. So in Chandogya Upanishad, the most powerful pratika is Omkara. In Omkara is a pratika. We meditate. So in the Omkara, we invoke various deities, various bhaktis, so many places we saw in the entire first chapter, in first section, the first to 13 sections of the first chapter, we saw various upasanas. And most important mantra, which important in the sense, it is oft quoted by Mahatmas, Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and it gives us some direction. That mantra we have seen, which is there in the first chapter only. What is that mantra? That tena ubhau kurutaha yascha etadevam veda yaschana veda nanatu vidyacha avidyacha yadeva vidyaya karoti shraddhaya upanishadaya tadeva viryavattaram bhavati iti खलु एतस्य एव अक्षरस्य उपव्याख्यानं भवति. This is mantra. 10th mantra of the first section. First chapter, first section, 10th mantra. Okay, if you see that first chapter, first section, 10th mantra, it says, Tena ubhau kurutaha yascha etadevam veda yaschana veda. Now what is the akshara here? Akshara is Omkara. So very clearly it is said that Tena ubhau kurutaha yascha etadevam veda yaschana veda. There are two, some who knows it, some who doesn't know this, Omkara. Then Nanatu vidya cha avidya. I am not going in depth now. Vidya and avidya are totally different. Nanatu vidya and avidya. So some do karma, do upasana without knowing the akshara. Akshara is omkara here. Without understanding, realizing the potency, the meaning of omkara. But those who do upasana with jnanam, so see, yadeva vidyaya karoti, that which is practiced with knowledge, vidyaya. Vidya means with meditation. Vidyaya means meditation. That which is practiced, any karma. We have seen karmang upasana. So, in that, karma is pradhan, but upasana is a secondary aspect added to it. Such as before chanting any stotras, dhyana slokas are there. Dhyana sloka portion is upasana. After that dhyana sloka, whatever karma you do, whatever parayana you do, it becomes more powerful. Therefore it is said, Upanishad mantra, vidyaya karoti. Yad eva vidyaya karoti, then shraddhaya with faith, Upanishada with knowledge, with vidyaya with knowledge, and shraddha with faith, Upanishada with meditation. Yadeva vidyaya karoti shraddhaya upanishada tadeva viryavattaram bhavati. That alone becomes more potent. That alone becomes more powerful. Bhavati iti kalu etasya eva aksharasya upavyakyanam bhavati. This is, there is no doubt about it, and this forms the aksharasya upavyakyanam. This is a very important point to be noted. So there we saw how in upasana, that is, whatever you do, vidyaya, doing anything karma with knowledge, with faith, and with meditation. Like dhyana slokas. Tadeva viryavattaram bhavati. So thus we saw various upasanas in the first chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. Okay, and various Upavyakhyan also has come, Akhyayika stories. Stories have come, Devadanava stories, how through stories we were told how the Moksha Prana is important, so many places, and how Omkara is to be invoked, and how each bhakti of Sama mantra divided into bhaktis, and each bhakti you meditate upon. So all these things are told in the first chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, which we have already studied. Okay, now the upasanas are continued. What is it now? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Om iti etadaksharam ityadina, because first mantra we saw in Chandogya Upanishad, it started with Omkara. Omkara mantra only. Because it is said here, Om iti, see that first one, Om iti etadaksharam udghitam upasita, Om iti yudgayati tasya upavyakyanam. See, Om iti etadaksharam udgitham upasita. This akshara omkara is, I am only synopsis I am telling you, have seen in depth in the last classes. So udgitham, and there we saw very beautiful thing that ultimately in this second and third mantras it was proved that omkara is the essence of everything. See that? Yesham bhutanam prithvi rasaha, prithvyam apo rasaha, apam aushadhayo rasaha, aushadhinam purusho rasaha, purushasya vagrasaha, vachaha rugrasaha, ruchaha samarasaha, samna udgito rasaha, sa esha rasanam rasatamaha, paramaha, pararjyo ashtamo yad udgitaha. See? Therefore, everything is ultimately, it is said that Yesham Bhutanam Prithvi. What is the Bhutanam Rasaha? Prithvi. Essence of Bhutas, elements are Prithvi is Prithvi. Prithvi, Prithvya, Apo Rasaha. Essence of Prithvi is Apaha and Apam, Aushadhayo Rasaha. Like that, ultimately, everything is Omkaram. Omkara is Rasatamatvam, meaning everything is pervaded by Om. So thus we saw in the first chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, wonderful upasanas. Therefore, that's what Acharya says, Om iti etadaksharam ityadina sama avayava vishayam upasanam anekapalam upadishtam. Sama avayava mantras, Panchabhaktika Sama, Saptabhaktika Sama. What are the bhaktis? What is that you meditate upon? Each bhakti has one devata. So you invoke that devata in that bhakti and then chant that particular mantra with vidyaya, shraddhaya, upanishada, tadeva viryavattanam bhavati. All those things we saw. Anantaram cha sthobaha akshara vishayam upasanam uktam. Now after this saying so many stories, a couple of stories, and Panchabhaktika Sama, Saptavida Bhaktika Sama, and about the Omkara Upasana, Udgita Upasana. It is called Udgita Upasana because Udgita means Omkara occurring in Samaveda. So Udgita Upasana was given. Now in the 13th section of the first chapter, that is the last section of the first chapter, there something new was introduced. What was that? That is called Sthobaha. Sthobaha. Sthoba means what? Sthoba is certain sounds. Certain sounds uttered in Samaveda, which may not have any particular meaning. Like that, some words are uttered. So Sthobaha, there are 13 Sthobas are there. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Tadanantaram cha Sthoba Akshara Vishayam Upasanam Muktam. 13 Sthobas were mentioned there. Each sounds specially uttered. Because we don't chant Veda, we don't know Vedic chanting, not the simple chanting, but Veda, main Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, entire various portions of Veda we don't know. Samaveda we don't know. Certain sounds like we say ha, wo. Certain words are uttered. So these words were familiar to the Vedic students of those times. Sthobas. So for them it was easy to meditate upon. So all 13 Sthobas were mentioned, and each Sthoba has, the two mantras are there. So in the first mantra they were told the 5 Sthobas and Devatas, then again 7 Sthobas and Devatas, and 13th Stobha. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya in Bhashya he says that Devata for 13th Stobha is Ishvara alone. Stobhas are some special sounds uttered in a particular manner. So they were also taken up one by one, and the meditation was done on that. So about that, therefore, Anantaram cha Sthoba Akshara Vishayam Upasanam Uktam. Acharya Shankara says, Sarvatha api Sama Ekadesha Sambaddhameva Taditi. And everywhere it is linked with Sama only. Sama mantras only ultimately. Atha idanim Samaste Samni. Now, Sama Ekadesha Sambaddhameva. Ekadesha Sambaddhameva Sarvatra meaning what? Only a part of Samaveda mantras were taken for meditation. Like Panchabhaktika, we divided the Sama mantras into parts. And on each part, meditation or upasana was given in Veda. Each sound is taken up and Sama mantras were divided into, therefore, Ekadesha Sambaddena. A part of the Sama mantra is taken up and meditations were told in that. We saw all that last. Rug mantra, Yajur mantra, Sama mantras, and these are the stobhas, these are the bhaktikas, pancha bhaktika Sama, sapta bhaktika Sama, and each bhakti, there is one devata. What is the bhakti? Ucharana, and how to meditate. So, there in the first section, in the first chapter, we saw Ekadesha Sambaddena, meaning the Sama mantras were divided into parts and each part was taken up, a devata was there and meditation was taught on that. Now in second chapter, we are not dealing with the part of Sama mantra. In second chapter, we deal with whole Sama mantra as one. We are not going to divide the whole section. Therefore, atha idanim samaste samni. Samaste samni in the Sama mantra, samasta samna mantra. The whole mantra is taken up and meditated upon. Earlier, we split the mantras, Sama mantras into bhaktikas and we meditated. Now, in this chapter, second chapter, atha idanim samaste samni, mane samasta sama vishayani upasanani vakshyami iti arabate srutihi. Shruti now says, now I will tell you in this section, chapter, how to meditate upon the total Sama mantra, not parts. Samaste samni. Like, A, U, Ma. Omkar also we are divided into 3 matras and Ardha matra also. And there in Chandogya Upanishad it comes, if you meditate on A, where Jagrata Avastha is superimposed. So if you meditate on A, you get some kind of a phalam. You meditate on U, you get some kind of phalam. You meditate on Ma, you get some kind of Arthamatra, something. But here Vedic Sama mantras are different. So now in this section, we will see whole Sama. Samasta Samni, Samaste Samni, Samasta Sama Vishayani, Upasanani, Vakshyame, iti arabate srutihi. Yuktam. ఈ ఏకదేశ ఉపాసన అనంతరం ఏకదేశీ విషయం ఉపాసనం ఉచ్యత ఇతి ఉక్తమేవ. See, yuktam, it is quite proper now. What? After having told us a part meditation on Sama mantra, having taught us how to meditate on a part of Sama mantra, it is quite reasonable, acceptable, proper now to teach us the meditation on the whole mantra. See, yuktam, he ekadesha upasana anantaram, ekadesha vishaya, ekadashi means complete mantra. Ekadashi vishayam upasanam uchyate iti. This is correct. This is correct means this is better, proper. Now it's good, right? We are going in a right sequence, right order now. Perfect. We have taught you, Suti says, I have taught you the meditation on the part of Sama mantra. Now we will take up what is the meaning of meditating on whole Sama mantras. The Chandogya Upanishad is from Sama Veda, so whole thing is Sama mantra only. So therefore, here upasanam yuktam hi ekadesha upasananantaram ekadeshi vishayam upasanam uchyata iti. Now with this, we have seen some kind of introduction to second chapter. Okay? Right? There were some exceptions in the first chapter. Like for example, in Akshi Purusha Upasana was done. Akshi Purusha Upasana, Dakshina Akshi, the Purusha seated in the right eye, and the Surya Bhagavan, the Purusha and seated in Surya are one. The exceptions were there, but mainly all were Udgita Upasanas and Sthoba Upasanas only. Except this kind of Akshi Upasana is different. Otherwise, all Upasanas which are taught in the first chapter were Udgita Upasanas and Stobha Upasana. Stobha Upasana means a particular sound uttered in a particular way, with a particular modulation, particular time. All those. Now we will see total Sama. Okay. Now, before we enter into the total Sama Mantra Upasana, in the very first section of the second chapter, we are going to get one more Upasana. After that, we will enter into total Sama Upasana. So this Sama Mantra is total Sama Mantra, where we are going to see this Sama Mantra as sadhu, is good, excellent. It is said this total Sama is far better than the parts of Sama Mantra. So if Chandogya Upanishad, if you are not regular, you will miss the meaning and paribhasha. Because Upasanasana, we are not familiar with many words, many Vedic terminology, many Vedic approaches. ठीक है? So, these are all various upasanas are given by Vedas. So after listening all that, if you are not understood, there is a tendency, peculiar tendency in human mind, that what we have understood is rejected by us as useless. That which is not understood by us is rejected as useless. Very tendency is there. I not understood. I don't think it's all useless. Who will understand all that nonsense? There is no use important in that. Immediately we neglect it. But Vedic study has to be done very, 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 very slowly. If we hurry, we cannot understand. Okay? So we will take up now the first 4 mantras. We will chant the 4 mantras together. Together means, one by one I will read, you follow, but all the 4 we will try to chant together. Om Samastasya Khalu Samna Upasanagam Sadhu Yat Khalu Sadhu Tat Sama Iti Achakshate Yad Asadhu Tad Asamayiti Tad Utapyahu Samna Enam Upagaditi Sadhuna Enam Upagaditi Eva Tadahuhu Asamna Enam Upagaditi Asadhuna Enam Upagaditi Eva Atadahuhu. Third mantra. Atha Utapyahuhu Samanopata iti Yat sadhu bhavati sadhubata iti eva tadahuhu asamanobata iti yad asadhu bhavati asadhubata iti eva tadahuhu saya etad evam vidvan sadhu samayiti upaste abhyashoha yadenam sadhavo dharma acha gaccha gaccheyuhu upacha nameyuhu. Now, this language, it takes time for you to get familiarized. Now, Om samastasya kalu samana upasanagam sadhu. Om is the Mangalavacha, first now. Om. Now, it says meditation on the Sama as a whole. Samastasya Sama. Kalu upasanagam sadhu. Sadhu is excellent. Very good. Is it not? Which is better? Meditating on a part of Sama is good, or meditating on the total Sama is good? Total Sama is good. Now in that Shankara Bhashya, the Purvapakshi raises a question. If that is the case, then what you taught in the first chapter, was it not good? So there the Mahatmas, Vyakhyas, they say that the first chapter was also good, but not specifically mentioned there. These upasanas are sadhu, specifically not mentioned. But here, specifically, it is mentioned that the whole Sama is sadhu. There is no comparison. They are also good, this is also good. But here it is specifically mentioned that the whole Sama mantra is excellent, sadhu. Meditating on whole Sama is far better. But in evolution, if you see, unless you learn bit by bit, master bit by bit, you cannot gulp whole thing. Very simple. A big apple is given to you. Or mango is given to you. Or Tirupati laddu is given to you. You cannot take everything at once. So meditating on small things, dhire dhire, on bhaktis, sapta bhaktika bhakti, pancha, and meditate and understand what is with that mantra. Yadeva vidyaya karoti shraddhaya Upanishada karoti tadeva viryavattaram bhavati. With that principle, applying the principle of that sadhana, slowly you will go. So therefore here, samastasya kalu samana upasanagam, samasta upasana, meditating on whole Sama mantra as a whole is excellent, is good. Yat khalu sadhu tat sama ityachakshate. Yat khalu sadhu, yat sadhu, what is that sadhu? Khalu tat sama ityachakshate. And whatever is excellent, whatever is good, that is called as Sama. Why Sama means what? Yatra samatvam vartate. Where there is equality, rhythm, harmony, beauty. So Upanishad says, whatever is excellent, it is called as Sama. That's why in the war also we say Samadana Bheda Danda. First method is Samad, meaning try to bring harmony by dialogue, by effort, by reducing the conflicts. So wherever Sama works, that is excellent. Or whatever is good is called as Sama. See? Yat kalu sadhu tat sama ityachakshate, yat asadu tad asamayiti. And whatever is not good, yet asadhu, what that is not, which is that which is not excellent. Asadhu tad asama iti. And that is called as asama. That which is not excellent is not sama. So sama is sadhu. And total sadhu, sama mantra, meditating on that is better, is purnam. Therefore, here it says kalu sadhu. Samastasya kalu samnopasanagam sadhu. Yat kalu sadhu tat sama ityachakshate yad asadhu tad asama iti. Clear first mantra? Okay. You say no, wholesome food, wholesome. A part of the food meal is not good. Wholesome meal is good for health. Samam vartate. Suppose what is a wholesome food means what? Everything is consumed in equal proportions. In equal proportion means not in terms of quantity, in terms of requirement. Everything to be in equal proportion doesn't mean you put half a kilo dal and half a kilo salt. That is not in equal proportion. Equal proportion means whatever is the required amount is to be added. That is called sama. When there is sama in food preparation, it becomes excellent. It is good also. When there is asadhu, asama, which is not good, it is asama only. Because samatvam yatra nasti. Therefore, wholesome, whole mantra is good. And each item individually is good. Is good. Only dal is good. Only I take dal. Dal is good. I am not saying dal is not good. But take along with roti, along with some vegetable, then it will become wholesome. Only roti is taken without vegetable, without dal. Roti is good. Independently, roti is good. But if it is taken along with vegetables, buttermilk, etc., it becomes wholesome. And in right quantities, as per the requirement. It's called sama. Similarly, each mantra, meditation on the part of sama is good. Not that it is not good. But wholesome mantra is specifically mentioned as sadhu. Yatra samatvam, that is sadhu. First mantra. Clear? Tad uta api ahuhu. Now, in what context? They give an example is given. Upanishad mantra. Upanishad is giving us an example. Tad uta api ahuhu. In what context? Tad uta api ahuhu. In this context, they also say, what is that? Samna enam upagat iti. Sadhuna enam upagat iti. Eva tadahuhu. Samna enam upagat iti. Now, we say a friend has come to your house. Suppose. So we say he has approached enam, this person. He has approached this person with what? Sadhuna. With a friendly attitude. Sadhuna enam upagat. Upagat means approached. He approached him sadhuna. Then that means what? Samna enam upagat. Samna meaning with sadhu, tva, with goodness, he has approached iti sadhuna enam upagat iti eva achakshate. Then he is called as with samna, with sama, samatva buddhi, with peacefulness, with everything, with a nice attitude he came, Samna, then we say he is good. He has approached in a nice manner. Meaning what? The term sadhu and sama are one and the same. See, samna yena upagat. Through sama he came. Means what? He came with a good attitude. So we say, wherever he has approached Enam, this one, with a friendly attitude, meaning what? He has approached him in a proper manner. Not dashing the door, not scolding, not shouting. So, Samna and Upagat. Therefore, and Tadahu plus Asamna Yenopagatiti, Asadu Yenopagatiti Eva Tadahu. And what they say, if this person approached his friend, this person, the friend or one who has come, approached him, the host or whatever you call, he came Asamna, not with proper attitude. Then what we say? Asamna yen upagatiti, asadhuna yenam is asadhu. It is not good. He has approached him in an improper manner. So the example is what? To indicate propriety or the proper attitude. So samna and the word sadhu. Therefore, purna samna, samasta samna is sadhu. Example is given. So therefore, is all examples of practical life. This mantra, atha uta api ahuhu sama no bata iti. And third mantra says that now the uta bata iti. Again they say atha uta api ahuhu samano bata iti. Again they also say that samano bata iti. They say, oh, good has come to our house. Good has come to our house. Samano bata iti. Meaning the good. We say, no, you have come, you brought lot of good luck to us. You came to our house, you brought all joy to us. Welcome, welcome. Why? The Gurudev says, no, there are two kinds of people. Some give happiness wherever they go. Some give happiness whenever they go. So wherever they go type is sama. Atha etad api ahuhu. They also say that atha uta api ahuhu. What is that? Tatha api ahuhu. Samano batayiti. That sadhu bhavati. He has approached, he has come. Good has come to us. Yat sadhu bhavati. This is favorable to us. Yat sadhu bhavati. Sadhu bata iti eva atadahuhu. Luck has walked into our house. Don't we say? We don't say the person has walked into our house. We say luck has walked into our house. This is the language we use. Tad ahu plus then what? Asamano batayiti yat asadhu bhavati. And one asadhu is there, one who is not good. He has come to us. We are not favorable. Then we say, what is that now? The bad has happened to us. Bad has happened to us. Bad has come to us. Very unfavorable. Asadu batayiti eva tadahuhu. So therefore, this sadhu and sama, these words or examples are given by Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. And then, therefore, whole Sama mantra is important. Okay? Now, so now Sama is used for people Sama is used for things also. Good has come, good thing has come, like that. Now, the fourth mantra is Sai etadevam vidvan sadhu samayutupaste abhyashaha yadenam asadhavo dharma acha gaccheyuhu upacha nameyuhu. So beautiful. Here, having known this, Saya etadevam vidvan, and sadhu sama iti upaste, one who meditates on this now, this mantra, that sama as sadhu. Sama as sadhu means sama is nothing but excellent, it's good. Thus who meditates on sama as sadhu. Sama means samatvam, wholeness, wholesome, is good. One who meditates on this, what will happen now? To such a person, they beautiful thing. Abhyashoha yedenam sadhavaha dharmaha acha gaccheyu upacha nameyu. And all the good qualities such as beauty, harmony, good qualities of a person, they come on their own and salute him. Nameyu means they become namra, they become humble. All the good qualities come to that person on and they bow down. They come quickly. Who? To whom? The one who meditates on sama as sadhu. Sama as sadhu. This is a very beautiful sadhana for us. Where, that is, if you mean vyavahar also, if you keep this principle called sama as sadhu, to everybody you are equal. Towards everyone you are not acting with vengeance or hatred, some with love, some with hatred. You are equal, samam. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. Bhagavan says. Name dveshyosti na priyaha. So if this principle is meditated upon and practiced, and all good virtues, they come on their own to this individual. And remember, in Mundaka Upanishad, whatever ahutis you offer in the fire, lay all those ahutis, the good karmas, with good virtues you got and good things you have done, all these take shapes of devatas, guides, and all the ahutis are waiting there. Whatever you offered, sacrifice, they are waiting. All with good intention, whatever you have done it. They wait, and after you die, they welcome you and take you and guide you to higher realms. So what do you do yajna karma with the devatas, devata uddishya, for offer the devatas? They alone will stand and guide you. Veda only tells this. Veda says this is the truth. So therefore, in the first four mantras, why sadhu is sama and sama is sadhu. If you meditate on that, all the good qualities you will get. They come to you on their own. You don't have to run after them. You don't have to cultivate them. You don't have to think and worry about them. But simple principle is sama is sadhu. Bas. Sama is sadhu. Sama means samatvam vartate. The good qualities, even though you don't practice specifically, they come to you. That's the meaning. Because you are meditating on Sama is sadhu, meaning Samatvam is good. So, with that bhavana, with the principle you are living, all the good qualities come to you on their own. Virtues which are important for sadhana. And one thing, if Sama is sadhu principle is practiced, and we live and we get all those good virtues, meditation becomes unobstructed. But what is Sama? Where Raga Dvesha is absent. In Sama, we practice Sama is sadhu in the first 4 mantras, the first section of 2nd chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. What happens is, the mind is becoming purer and purer, and you are meditating Sama is sadhu, and you brought it down in everywhere, not only thinking and meditating, but also practically demonstrating. So when you sit for meditation, there is nothing in the mind which obstructs you, and you proceed. This is a benefit. Or meditation here means upasanas. So further upasanas becomes easy. See, the Shankaracharyas of Sringeri and also Kanchi, Paramacharyas, when they used to do upasana with the Lalita Sahasranama Archana, Devi Sahasranama Archana, and they would take one flower, utter one mantra, and meditate on the mantra. Yadeva Vidyaya Shraddhaya Upanishada Karoti. And therefore, for them, when they used to do puja themselves, not for a public performance, it used to take sometimes 12 hours, 13 hours like that to complete Sahasranama Archana. They take that Nama, their Uchara, with the meaning, meditating on that. Sometimes they go into Samadhi, holding the flower. Then offer it at the feet of Mother. Why it is happening to them? They practiced the Sama is sadhu. It's a beautiful thing. For us, when we start a Sahasranama, we wait when it will complete. अभी 200 हो गया, 300 हो गया, 400 हो गया, 500 हो गया, बस 800 बाकी है. और अभिनव विद्यातीर्थ स्वामी, the पूर्व पीठाधिपति of Swangeri Mutt, the guru of Bharati Tirtha Swami, the present Shankaracharya of Swangeri Mutt, his guru, he is no more. When they have to do every day Rudrabhishek as Anushtana, so sometimes they do with the Peetham, and people, all devotees, sit there and watch Abhishek, and they give Tirtham. So Bharati Swami was a Sishya, he was a guru. When he used to do Abhishek, he would lift the Patra, Jala Patra, and hand would stop in between, and he would go into Samadhi. So half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40, again suddenly he would wake up, again put water that. Then he told, this way people are getting disturbed, they can't wait, they have their own timings, they will wait for Tirtham, they will come every morning, and Abhishekam is completed, then they take Tirtham and go, and therefore I will not be able to do this kind of ritual now, so you do it. He told his disciple, Bharati Tirtha Swami, you do Abhishek, I will just sit and watch. So that is called Upanishada Karoti. And mind gets sucked into it. So sadhu is sama and sama is sadhu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.